because there's probably 8 or different chapters throughout in our thing, and I talk to them a lot. I use them a lot. I actually take vitamins, and I talk to the guy. Take vitamins, Joe. Do this. You need that. You need that. So they send me all these vitamins, and I feel a lot better. I've been sick in a long time. Feeling good. Trying to lose a couple pounds, I believe in them. They're good guys, good people. Doc, you want to start us off coming out? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Good job. Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Ladies, good morning, good morning. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Maximize Living before. So we got 1, 2, okay. Besides him just mentioning it, okay? Raise your hand if you've been to a Maximize Living doctor before. That's a better question. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, so what I want to explain to you is that Maximize Living is the largest network of performance chiropractors in the world. We have over 500 offices: Canada, America, Puerto Rico, even Zimbabwe, Africa. And our focus is to improve the performance and the function of every man, woman, child on this planet. We truly believe that God put an amazing power in your brain. Your brain runs your organs. Your brain runs your muscles. Your brain runs your emotions. Your brain runs your ability to play football. And so what we're here is to help partner with the NFL Alumni Association to make sure that football is one of the greatest sports on the planet. That everybody has an opportunity to enjoy the benefits of football and stay healthy and young. Now, I don't know if you read the papers, but there's a lot of this talk about the brain and how important it is, and with concussion, and with dementia, and Alzheimer's, and neurogenic diseases of the brain. Am I the only one reading about that? Is that kind of a concern? So that's kind of more important than, hey, doc, I've got this back pain thing, can you fix it, right? I mean, you still remember your wife's name and your kid's name when you have back pain. But the thing is that the brain is a terrible thing to waste. Have you heard that before? So let me explain a totally different approach to healthcare than maybe what you've learned. Because I realize that most of your teams have had chiropractors, right? Yeah. And most of you had an adjustment, right? So that's different than what maybe we do in Maximize Living. Let me explain. This is the spine, right? And they say, well, I had a guy in the elevator say, oh, I see your spine there. You must be a chiropractor. And I thought, well, why does everybody think that? You know? This is just, let me tell you, if your brain and spinal cord was in your left arm, they would be called left arm doctors. The only reason why we touch your back is because that's where the power, that's where the life, that's where the magic is. Okay? So I thought of this analogy to show you kind of how it works. This balloon is your brain, all right? And the brain attaches to the spinal cord. This is all one functional unit. They're not separate. So, the day you're born, how does the doctor pull you out of the womb? Forceps, vacuum extraction, cesarean section, right? And then within the first 5 years of life, your brother pushes you down the stairs, right? Okay? And then, now in 2014, you're texting all day long, right? If you got bad eyes, you're kind of even texting more like this, right? So my point is that as you grow up in life, your spine, due to all the impacts in football, that's a no-brainer. But what about the slips and falls and accidents? Is that if your spine begins to go to the side like this, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad.
Okay, I know it's early. All right. It's bad, right? Now, you may think that hurts, but the bad thing is not how this feels right away. The bad thing is the neurological tension that it creates on your brainstem, on your brain, on the tissues of your brain, on the tissues of your spinal cord, and on the tissues of these nerves. And to break it down really easy, I'm from Colorado, which means if you don't water it, it dies, right? Okay? So, what's your name? Brett. So, Brett, where are you from? Detroit. I'm from Monroe, Michigan as well. Cool. Nice. Nice. So, Brett's from Michigan. He doesn't have to water his grass, but play along with me. If I step on the hose that goes to your grass, what's going to happen to your grass? It's going to die. Does it die overnight? No. Over time. So it goes through a degenerative effect, right? Now, the minute I step on the hose, you may not notice anything on the grass, right? So the first time somebody falls, slips, or gets hit, and maybe gets a vertebrae out of alignment, guess what you feel? Nothing. get up, you rub some dirt on it, you shake it off, and keep going. Well, but every time that spine gets hit, it causes more neurological tension, degenerative tension, disease tension on the spinal cord and on the nerves. It's all one system, right? So, when is your grass in trouble? The minute you notice it starting turning brown, or the minute you stepped on the hose? Exactly. Now, this guy's an idiot. What's he talking about? I get this, but you're doing screenings today. You're doing blood pressure checks. You're doing prostate checks. You're doing all these things. If you do 10 prostate checks in a row, and then you test positive for that 11th prostate check, has that prevented prostate cancer or just created early detection?
Early detection.
So thank God it's early detection, but what if you could have done a test way over here that said your body is heading towards sickness and disease, and depending on what nerve is being blocked, that's the organ that's going to blow up on you. Whether it's Alzheimer's, whether it's diabetes, whether it's cancer, whether it's heart disease, whether it's crushing migraine headaches, whether it's low back pain, whether it's numbness or tingling. All those things are brown grass because something somehow got shut off. And the issues is what we do in Maximize Living is we check the neurology and the hose, the spine, before you have to become brown grass. Does that make sense? So imagine every child that wanted to play football got their nerve system checked, not to see if there's any pain, but to see if there's any neurotension on their spinal cord that, as they got hit, may set them up for injury. So now we can correct that now and prevent that whole thing from happening. Because if you water your grass on a regular basis, does it ever have to go brown? It stays healthy, right? So it's all prevention. See, when we work with USA Wrestling and USA Judo, and we've helped athletes win countless numbers of gold medals. We were in London helping judo players and wrestlers win. Our whole thing is to maximize performance. We love working with trainers and medical doctors and other chiropractors because once you're broke, then that's their job to put you together. But then you have to heal, and that's when you come back to us. So our job is to keep you green grass, if you would. Never allow you to get to brown grass. If you happen to get there by chance, then you have the best, the Cleveland Clinic, all these guys to help you with that pain. You have the stop pain guys. You have different people to help address that issue, to work on the grass, because you need to work on the grass, because you need fertilizer, you need different things, but you also need the hose to make sure it's going on. Now here's the good part. Some of you have been told this is hopeless. Here's your future. Hip replacement, more medication, let's plan for long-term assisted living because of the brain issues, right? I'm saying no. I'm here to help restore and bring you back to health so that you can get back in the game of life. I'm not saying you're going to put a helmet back on and join your team, although the Lions might need a little help, But the thing is that what about your family? What about your grandchildren? What about your future grandchildren? I want you to be around with them. And not by making it expensive with all the green, brown grass care, but simply getting the pressure off the hose, getting your spine restored, taking tension off this nerve system. You know why Jerry Rice has been successful? Because he has used chiropractic to keep the pressure off his spinal cord. You saw Jim McMahon, how he had an article in Sports Illustrated about the evils of concussion, but all of a sudden he starts getting his top bone in his neck adjusted, and the tension starts coming off his brainstem and his brain, and now he's coming back to who he used to be, right? Nothing fancy. The doctor just found where the pressure was on the hose, started taking pressure off the hose, and when you turn the water back on the grass knows exactly what to do with it. That's how your body is. And the thing is with whether it's Mr. Smith here or Nick Goins and Maximize Living, we don't wait until you hurt. We realize this is a lifestyle. From the day you're born to the day you die, you have a spine. It needs to be taken care of. You have teeth, right? One of my favorite things is when I show a patient an x-ray, I go, so now when's this x-ray going to tell me you're all done getting adjusted? I go, let me ask you another question. When does your dentist tell you it's okay to stop brushing your teeth? Well, never. I said, you have teeth. If you want to keep them, this is my anti-tooth decay degenerative program right here. I use this twice a day and my teeth stay healthy, right? I don't wait until I get cavities and then start brushing them. So the same thing with your spine. So when you come into our office, we look at your posture. We look at your nerve system. Not necessarily from a pain standpoint. If you have pain longer than 3 or 4 weeks, that means you have tension on your brainstem, and your body doesn't have the power to heal. Does that make sense? Because you've tried different things to get rid of the pain, it's not going away. And so we look basically and see what's going on. We know, science proves that your spine has to be straight from the front. Science proves that you have to have 3 good curves from the side. And we measure those on your x-rays at 45 degrees, like this from the side. So if somebody comes in to me, a young football player, and I see that they have completely lost the curvature in their spine, and it's like this, and they have forward head posture, all the science in the world calls it autonomic nerve disease, where basically that spinal cord and that brain is just being stretching the crap out of the brain, and the spinal cord as well. You have somebody touch their toes, they can't. Why? Because the pressure on their spinal cord and nerves are so tight that the muscles won't even function that way. So, if you're in no pain, what do? Well, wait till the grass goes brown. No. We, in our office, have ways to correct this, give you exercises, bring that spine back to a functional position, which then takes tension off the nerve system, and that's why you see these NFL players using Maximize Living, the depression goes away, their headaches go away, their personalities come back, because we're taking the tension off the nerve system. And this is simple, it's safe. I've been studying a lot on the whole brain swelling part. Some of these tests, you don't know if you have it until you're dead. Not a good test, right? Not a good test. Well, you have to die to see you test positive for this. Not good. The nice thing is that if we can do a test on you to find out if your body was building disease and going towards where you don't want to go, or you're fine in building health, it's the x-ray, it's the exam of your spine we do in our Maximize Living centers. And we've created discount programs for each one of you. See, my job before the Olympics was to make sure every judo player in America got into a Maximize Living center to maximize their performance so they could be a champion on the mat and off the mat. Well, the Olympics are done now. So my job is to make sure that each one of you get into a Maximize Living center and simply get your spines checked. Just get it checked. Doesn't mean you have to start care if you don't want to, but get it checked. Because what you want to know, if this is the simple thing shutting you down, and we get it corrected, now it starts going the right way, it's going to take the pressure off the hose, and you're going to start to return back to green grass. And then the nice thing is, some of you say, well, I tried Maximize Living, there's no one in my area. Don't worry, you travel to Las Vegas for this, you can travel to the closest Maximize Living office, they're still going to x-ray your spine, and they're going to send you home with equipment. You have equipment to basically, what a toothbrush is to my teeth, this equipment is to your spine. So no matter where you live in the world, we can help you and your membership begin to take the tension off your brainstem, take the tension off your brain, regenerate your nerve system, which now your heart's going to work better, your lungs are going to be better, your hormones are going to balance, your emotions are going to start to heal, your body's going to turn back to green grass. So we have a total package for you. Now, once we start getting your spine corrected, just face it, and I finish up here, face it. If we give him lots of vitamins and exercises and organic food, but we don't ever get off the hose, how effective will that be? It'll be a little effective, but it's not going to deliver the promise, right? So that's what we always want to get off the hose first, get the spine corrected, get the posture going back like it's supposed to. Because research shows, the more your posture goes like this, your health goes with it. So as we begin to get your health going back this way, then we teach you the food you should be eating to help balance your hormones. What nutrition should you be taking to help reduce inflammation, get your neurotransmitters fired, to find out what's going on. Then what exercises can you do to burn fat and build muscle? And that's why we're getting the results we're getting. I love the fact that I'm 48 and a half years old. I have 4 kids. And I've been married 25 years to my wife. I have health, I have vitality. I love what I do because this is what I get to do all day. And again, you have cards. Please, each one of you fill this out, and then I'll collect them at the break, and I'll be contacting you, and I will get you personally plugged into a Maximize Living Center just to get checked. Okay? I deeply care about you. I want to get you healthy first. Then your membership. Find out where they're at. Do they have any pressure on the hose or not? And then every member, and then every person of the football family. Because again, if we can remove neurological tension, watch out. New records will be broken. People will be maximized, and we'll have a healthier planet. Bless you guys. Thanks so much.